Okay, what qualities do you think leaders need to develop today to be ready for the AI-enabled workplace of tomorrow?
I think that, so I know I'm going to be repeating myself, but I think that you need to be able to have quite a good vision of what might be, and that goes back to that 0 point thinking, which is saying, right, if we were to start again, how would we do this? And it's really important, kind of go on a bit of a flight of fantasy. If we were reinventing this business, what would we do if we were starting from scratch? Again, be open-minded, listen to your teams, listen to your managers who've got some ideas, don't just dismiss them. And in fact, in the world of automation, there's a concept called a center of excellence. So a center of excellence is where you basically have a small department or team made up. I guess it's kind of like a cross-party committee in politics. So you've got people from all different departments whose sole purpose is to think about automation, AI, and go around and speak to people, be the flag wavers and do that. And that works really well because then you get momentum, you get buy-in, they can influence the people within the business. And again, just be agile to change. We are in not just in technology, but politically,
Mhm.
tariff wise, we're in a fast changing world. And I
Yeah.
think the only way that we can handle that is encouraging a culture of agility.
Mhm. So taking that on a step further, then, how does AI and automation free up leadership to focus on more human, high value work?
So I think it's about looking at the drudgery, the work that we all have to do. I think that we're at a time now, we were all delivered a promise that, laptop computers, smartphones, and your own word processors back in the day, and email and things like that would free you up. You could work from the beach and hardly do any work. But I think the reality is what's happened is that's actually piled on more work to people than we've ever had before. You never escape it. You go home and you're still working. So I think if you were to start to think about, leaders to start to think about, and I'm talking about themselves here, not the company as a whole, but they start to think themselves about, if I just wasn't doing this thing that I have to do, every week, month, day, whatever it is, what could I do with that time? How much space could that free up? Maybe if it just frees up an hour a day or a couple of hours a week, start to think about what you could use that time. So AI is a good way of doing that. We were just chatting before I came on, and we were saying, things that used to take hours now are taking 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I use ChatGPT just myself all the time, the $20 a month version. And when I look back at some of the stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis now, it would have taken days to do. And now it takes, hours, and allows me to be more creative with it as well.
Okay. So what's one piece of advice you'd give a leader who's feeling overwhelmed by where to start?
Okay. Sit down and have a cup of tea first.
Yeah.
That solves everything.
Or not
But I,
something stronger than that?
maybe, yeah, maybe. But I ask this question. So I say, if you were to wave a magic wand and fix just one thing in your work today, what would that change instantly? So kind of ponder on that. So joking aside, have a cup of tea, go away, get out the office for a half an hour, and sit down and ask yourself the question: if you could wave a magic wand and fix one thing in your work today, what would change instantly? And then the follow-up question to that is, what's stopping that from happening? Because that gets your mind into a mindset of, well, how could we do this differently? Or maybe there's a different way of approaching that. And basically come up with the three top reasons off the top of your head of why it's not happening. And you can repeat that for other things. But that's my advice. And that gets you into the right mindset and thinking about these things.